Time having arrived, I call the meeting of the school committee to order for today, Tuesday, January 20th, 2026. If you could just please rise and help us salute our beautiful flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Well, colleagues and visitors, welcome to our meeting. I guess I'm supposed to say that this meeting is being televised on Comcast Channel 8 and on HD 1071, and also it could be viewed on YouTube online. Madam Clerk, I believe agenda item number 2.
Do you want to establish a quorum first?
Oh, I'm supposed to do that. Now, see, I got to remember that we're not in the city council anymore. Not in Kansas anymore. All right. Mr. Gomes?
Here.
Ms. Oliver?
Here.
Mr. Rodriguez?
Present.
Stazak?
Here.
Pina?
Here.
And I think I'm here too. So 6 members present. Now we can go to agenda number 2.
Roman numeral 2 is hearing of visitors. Pursuant to school committee policy, each person requesting to speak shall be allotted a maximum of 3 minutes. Since this period is limited to 15 minutes, a total of 5 people shall be permitted to speak on a first-come, first-served basis.
And I believe we have Mr. Richard Ripley first. Mr. Ripley, welcome to the school committee meeting.
I won't take the whole 3 minutes, a couple minutes.
Take us your 3 minutes, so you can't say we cheated you. Take your 3 minutes.
Good evening. I'm Richard Ripley. I'm better known on Brockton as the Bat Bus Guy. As always, I appreciate the opportunity to appear before this committee and express my concerns and opinions on the education of our kids and our city. Let me begin by recognizing our new members. We got our chair and mayor, Moses Rodriguez. We got, I don't see Sandra.
She's off.
Sandra. We also have Stephen right there, Stephen Pena. Welcome. I want to start by reminding this committee something about guiding principles. Guiding principles, they are fundamental beliefs, values, or rules that provide a framework for decision-making and behavior, acting as a moral compass for individuals and organizations to ensure their actions align with their core mission, vision, or personal ethics, helping to create consistency and clarity in complex situations. So I want to say to the committee, as you go about your deliberations this year on the Brockton Public Schools and other school matters, I want to ask you to keep 3 guiding principles in mind: transparency, accountability, the rule of law, and common sense. Common sense is the big one. We need a huge dose of common sense on the committee. Don't get mad at me. Now I have a favor to ask of our chair and our mayor, Moses Rodriguez. Respectfully, let's be honest, it's a well-known fact that our city government is broken. I think we can all agree on that. It is stuck in a never-ending culture of incompetence and corruption. Mr. Mayor, respectfully I say to you, your administration has the entire city to, I'm sorry, let me start that again. Your administration has the entire city as your playground to practice your style of politics. But please, I ask you to keep your hands off the Brockton Public Schools and the education of our kids. And finally, I have some words from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who just celebrated his birthday. Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about the things that matter. And I thank you for letting me speak.
Thank you, sir. Up next, we have Stacy McDonald. Welcome, ma'am.
Good evening, Mayor Rodriguez, Superintendent, school committee members. My name is Stacy McDonald, and I'm the union president for BESPA. I should be standing here tonight thanking all of you for settling our contract, as you have done with the other unions. Instead, I'm here because BESPA continues to be left without an agreement. We began this bargaining process on January 8th, 2025, 377 days ago, and our contract expired on August 31st, 2025. Our most recent mediation session was canceled on January 5th. At that point, we fully expected an agreement to be reached. That did not happen. So I'm directly calling on Ms. Centeo and Mr. Pina to take the lead, since we were not a priority with the other school committee members on the negotiating team, and move this process forward. We need to set a date, and we need to schedule it immediately. Our members are exhausted from being delayed, overlooked, and treated as an afterthought. BESPA members are essential workers. We deserve the same urgency, respect, and commitment that you've extended to the other unions. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Lori Mason is next.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Lori Mason. I'm here. I want to congratulate everyone who is new, that's been newly elected, and all the ones that got reelected to be on the school committee. I'm hoping and praying for big changes, good changes. I want the students to be a priority. They have not been for a long time. Word has it, I get a lot of information that these kids for years are in classrooms learning, and department heads force the teachers on a timeline how to finish their subject that they're teaching. Kids that the teachers give an F to, I've heard they've been changed by either a department head member or a principal to a passing grade. A lot of these kids that are graduating are not ready to graduate. They have reading skills up to like 4th grade. We get $90,000. You people get $90,000 for libraries and librarians. Yet, when I was in high school, Brockton High School, we had, they called IRCs, and they were libraries. In the back of each of the houses, yellow, red, azure, and green, right behind the cafeteria. From my understanding, they're all closed except for one, with very few books. A lot of these kids don't have the resources, can't get to the library for whatever reason. They use those libraries to get their work done and to learn. So I would like to see that. Also, I would like to see, mostly I would say central, that these people need to be looked at. I've heard there's loopholes in contracts, but there's a lot of people, I believe, that are in positions they know nothing about, or they have very little knowledge of it. And they're in those positions because they're friends of somebody or they're relatives of somebody. That needs to be stopped. We need accountability, transparency, and consequences. Why are there 2 assistant principals in the middle schools? Why? From my understanding also is that if somebody gets in trouble, if an assistant principal or any teachers or whatever, actually more so in Central or whatever, they move them around and put them in another school. So if that's happening, it needs to stop. And why hasn't their contract been taken care of? That's ridiculous. Why
Your time is up.
don't I ever see Central? Okay, I got my point across. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I believe that's all we have for visitors. Madam Clerk, number 3, please.
Right, Roman numeral 3 is the report of the superintendent of schools. So we'll start with item A, which is teaching and learning. The first bullet there is the BHS Crossroads senior students, but we actually will be postponing them to the next meeting. Do I need a motion to do that, or I can just?
Motion to postpone the Crossroads senior students. I did get message earlier. 2 students were not available to come and present, so, and one of them didn't want to do it on her own. So they are going to come back once they're all ready. And they will send a presentation so we can show it too.
Can we get a second?
Second.
A motion has been properly made and second to postpone the Crossroads senior students. I believe roll call, right? Yeah, we go with this roll call thing again.
A show of hands. I don't think Tim's
Show
on
of
the
hands?
phone. Tim's not on the phone.
Tim's not on the phone. Show
Yeah,
of hands.
so you can do show of hands because
Show of
Tim's
hands?
not on the phone.
All those in favor? All those opposed? It carries. Thank you very much. That makes it a lot easier.
The next item is the student representative report, so I'm excited to hand it over to Robert Moyes.
Robert, you're on, sir.
Thank you and good evening. Good evening, Mr. Rodriguez, Dr. Tiliani, Mr. Gomes, Mr. Pina, Mr. Rodriguez, Ms. Oliver, Ms. Santiago, and Ms. Asak. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Robert, or Robbie Moyes, and I'm a senior here at Brockton High School, and this year's student representative. I thank you all for having me here to give an overview of what's been going on in Brockton High School and the platform to bring any issues we as students are facing into the light. The first item onto the list is Superintendent of Schools Dr. Tiliani presented 4 BHS students with the Massachusetts Association of School Superintendents Awards early this month for their outstanding academic excellence and work in the community. This is no easy task. But as you can see, Max Bassett, George Chu, Chandru Zhang, and Roy Rattler in the picture with school committee members and supporting teachers and staff. Next on the list is John and Abigail Adams Scholarship, went out to over 150 students. This award is presented to students placing advanced in one or more categories and proficient in the other 2. They must also be in the top 25% of MCAS scores in the school. Again, no easy task, and the massive amounts of recipients is truly a sight to see. Just a few weeks ago, the National Honor Society, I know I saw many of the school committee members there, hosted its induction ceremony in the Brockton High School Theater. Over 40 members were inducted, and it was a momentous night for inductees, teachers of inspiration, and parents. Orchestrated by the senior class officers was a senior Oscar night. Think of the Grammys, but way better. So we had a DJ, 2 student hosts, Francois Brignall and Alex Walker, who did an amazing job engaging with the crowd as senior superlatives were announced, such as Class Clown, Best Smile, and Biggest Flirt. Transitioning into some thrilling real-world experiences where Brockton High School students learn from leaders in their industries. We can see first the Brockton TV students engaging with WCVB5 and learning what it takes to make a new production. Brockton High School students continue their education partnering with Porsche, where they learned automotive skills and more about management in this department. Even getting compliments from their general manager saying, everyone here has been so polite and respectful, let's unlock all the cars for them, and they were able to get inside of them, even rev them and start them, which was an amazing experience. Another collaboration with the Brockton Fire Department, where they also partnered with the Youth Fire Academy. Students went over, learned basic fire skills and safety skills, and learned what it takes to be a firefighter in the real world. When I first saw this, I was astounded by the opportunity, but as events like this kept occurring, I realized that that's what Brockton High School does. It gives hands-on education to the students to ensure their success, and I didn't include it in the PowerPoint because we don't have any pictures of it yet because it's still up and coming, but the CTE program has been working with students to advertise the CTE program and the opportunities that Brockton High School has to offer, whether you learn best in the classroom, the workforce, or a mix of both. Within the school, there's been a transition and a stress of Brockton High School's ability to accommodate all needs to succeed on any path a student may choose, whether that be through the trades or through an IB AP route. Now for sports. It has been a time for Brockton Athletics, and if you haven't been able to attend any of the games at Brockton High School, I would 100% recommend. Just the other day, the boys basketball team tied the game against Arlington from near full court to go into overtime, leading to their 6-2 record. The Lady Boxers showcases their dominance on the court in a thrilling game against Weymouth this past Saturday, led by Layla Rivera with 18 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 steals. As we can see, both teams are killing on the court, but also in the classroom. They learned crucial medical lessons from Leahy Hospital and Medical Center as a group. As you can see, 2 students very invested, Cody Lambert and Isaiah Miranda, and Chris is kind of happy to be there. But I want to highlight some sports that we don't usually see. Hockey. They have a 5-7 record, looking to finish their season with a winning record, doing great as a season. On the left, you can see Will Corvino, a senior. He's been performing great this year. Just below that, you see the Lady Boxers, and they're putting out some outstanding numbers on the track in statewide meets and soon-to-be national meets. From the girls, we see a top 5 finish at the New Balance Holiday Challenge. And just below that, the boys with a #1 ranked 4x4 time in the state, securing them a spot at New Balance Nationals. Big wins for the Boxers aren't only going on when the shot clock is ticking, but also during Kids Fitness Day. The Student Athlete Advisory Club hosted a day of fitness for the youth of Brockton. Here they learn lessons of healthy living through exercises and educational games. Two programs to look out for, including Becoming a Man and WOW, or Working on Womanhood. Becoming a Man invites young men at Brockton High School to engage in a 2-year program composed of 1 meeting a week to define what being a man means to them and how to achieve this goal through integrity, accountability, visionary goals, and emotional responsibility. Working on Womanhood holds a complimentary program for young girls transitioning into womanhood. Their values prioritize self-care, mental health, leadership, and emotional responsibility. They are encouraging signups, and after talking with George and Guadalupe, the leaders of this organization, I can 100% see these two programs transforming Brockton High School, and I think this is exactly what we need. The band sent 23 students to the Southeastern Senior Districts Festival, with 18 receiving an all-state recommendation, so they'll be moving on, hopefully. And this is certainly no easy task as they compete with students across the state of Massachusetts. 2 students to highlight, Ivan Mejia and Damien, in particular, showcase Brockton High School's performing arts excellence, tying for the highest scores in the state on alto sax. And they were almost perfect scores, which is basically the judges saying, you can't have perfect, so we'll give you this. Next is DECA, a global organization preparing students for careers in the business world, competed just a few weeks ago in a regional mock business competition where they pitch ideas in categories such as marketing, accounting, entrepreneurship, and more. They sent 3 students to the states where they would compete to hopefully advance to the national level, which is called ICDC. Just to note, WIDA access testing took place just about last week for English language learners to measure English proficiency in listening, speaking, reading, and writing. The management of this was absolutely amazing. Despite closing down a section of the school for testing, I didn't see any holdups or disruptions in learning time, and it was organized perfectly, so shout out to the staff who managed that. To wrap it up with my student overview, as Brockton student representative, my job is to show you all what it is to be a Brockton High School student and give the inside scoop, if you will, of what it is to be a Brockton High School student and bring the issues I see as an active member of the community. I would say the only small issue worthy of addressing is the leaks around the school, which are being addressed by the school. I believe in wonderful janitors and staff. I see it being an issue for student safety in the school's property when it comes to leaks in the band room, just around the halls. Sometimes you can get on instruments, and I would hate to see someone's $1,000 instrument get ruined by it, but otherwise, I think they are doing a pretty decent job of repairing that and hopefully preventative measures of it. Otherwise, I think the period transitioning into the new year has been exemplary and a clear representation of what we can expect for the rest of the year to look like. I think it was an interesting topic brought up about the IRCs, and I thought I touched upon it a little bit, even though I didn't put it in this. The yellow IRC is the only IRC available right now with books in it in a library. I go there often. Miss Tucker, if you don't know her, is a wonderful librarian, and she does way more than the role of a librarian, contributing to the community, so props to her. The red IRC is used for when we don't have class, so we'll go there, and it's more just like to hold students if they don't have a sub. And the green and azure IRCs aren't really used for much to my knowledge. College classes used to be held there, but now they have them in the classrooms, so not much is being done with them. In fact, I was with Ms. Tucker when she was doing it, but she was taking out the books from Green IRC. They may have plans for it, I'm not sure, but I thought I'd give a little insight into what that looks like for students. I would say the 3 biggest takeaways from the last month or 2 are extremely strong programs offering real-world experience, whether it be through a CTE program or a field trip. Number 2, exemplary athletic performances across all sports and carrying this leadership into the community. We see a majority of athletes engaging in the community as well as their sports. Number 3, it has been amazing to see all of the outstanding performances by our students on the school-wide, statewide, and even national level. And with that, I want to end by saying thank you for your time. Thank you for having me. And I welcome any questions or feedback on my experience and time at Brockton High School.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Oliver.
Thank you. I think I'm seeing you a lot these days. Definitely, I think about see if we can bring Becoming a Man and Woman, who the educators that's doing this meeting, to talk more about it and how students can basically sign up for it. I think that's a great program, especially everything that's going on mental health and just getting them to talk about the feelings and not hiding certain ways they're feeling. I whoever put that on, I really appreciate that they took the initiative to bring that on for our students. The second thing I want to point out, this is why it's extremely important that we really advocate for a new school. I apologize that we're failing you guys because of the leaks and that this is happening. I do appreciate all the workers that's going around to basically make sure it's safe for our students to walk around these hallways to see how we can prevent the leaks and fix them, especially those instruments. They're expensive. I know alto saxophone is about $1,200 because I had to pay for one. So if one gets ruined, I won't be a very happy parent. But definitely, I apologize that we failed the students in this building due to leakage and not taking better care of the school. And I think that's something we really need to fight to advocate for New Brockton High. And I appreciate everything that you're doing, asking the questions to the seniors and other students exactly what they see that we need to fix, because we represent the students of the school and the district, and we need to do a better job for them. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Oliver. Anybody else? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Phenomenal. Like this stuff. This is what the school is all about. So
Yes, sir.
thank you for your dedication and your keep that stuff coming.
Yes, sir.
You know,
Thank you
good
for
to
having
hear.
me.
Thank you, man. Go ahead, man. Oh, you got your own little thing. Oh, wow.
Actually, Robert did a great job sitting and doing it. Should I just sit here and do it rather than going to the podium? I'm going to try it. All right. So I'm doing my best not to overlap or duplicate what Robert has already shared. So I'm trying to share a few things from the other schools in the district. So right before the holiday break, middle school students from across our district took part in the annual Discovering Justice mock trial at Brockton District Court, which gives students a chance to litigate a case in a real courtroom in front of a real judge, with verdicts decided by juries of city and district leaders. This year's case focused on due process rights, with a student plaintiff suing their principal over the loss of a scholarship for disciplinary reasons. Students for the plaintiff and the defendant questioned witnesses, offered opening and closing statements, and left it to the aforementioned juries to decide whether the plaintiff's rights to due process were violated. As part of their extensive preparation, students got the chance to work with volunteer attorneys who coached them on the process and how to approach their day in court. Also, the Arnone School went into the winter break with a special Cozy Friday celebration on the Tuesday before Christmas, which featured a special surprise in the form of new socks, thanks to a generous donation from the Goods for Hope Foundation. So we want to extend our thanks to the Goods for Hope Foundation for thinking of our students. Also, I want to thank the team and our Social Emotional Learning Department, along with the numerous volunteers and community organizations who came together to renew the beloved tradition of the Dinner for Champions. The Dinner for Champions gives some of our families whose circumstances are especially difficult a chance to enjoy a positive holiday experience through donated gifts and visits with Santa on top of a special dinner. And as Robert mentioned, we had our Adams Scholars at Brockton High, so 150 of our seniors at Brockton High earned the John and Abigail Adams Scholarship. And in addition, 12 members of Promise College and Careers Academy inaugural graduating class also received the Adams Scholarship. So this is our first graduating class there, and it was exciting to have them participate in this tradition. Again, the Adams Scholarship is a merit-based award for students who excel in specific areas, as well as on their MCAS. Recipients get tuition credits to apply to a college education at one of dozens of Massachusetts state colleges, universities, and community colleges. Also, as mentioned, we had Kids Fitness Days with our Student Athlete Advisory Committee, and this was their first Kids Fitness Day this past Saturday, where students ranging from K to 5, the BHS athletes set up 6 different fitness stations. Not only did the elementary students get to go through those stations, but student athletes talked to them as well about the importance of healthy eating, drinking water, and staying active. A day of fitness would not be complete also without a healthy lunch courtesy of Jersey Mike's. In addition, students who took part left with a new Circle water bottle. Donations for gift bags given to students were made possible by BHS, Save Our Sports, and Stop and Shop. I also want to thank our health services team, which has partnered with the City Board of Health to host vaccine clinics at various schools throughout the district. The photo on the left is from their first stop at South earlier in the school year, and most recently they were at BHS Edison, where they administered 124 critical vaccines to 24 members of the school community who needed them. These ranged from immunizations against serious lasting diseases to flu and COVID shots. While we're on the subject, I'd also like to take a moment to reiterate to our whole community the importance of being mindful of students' health and keeping them home when they're sick with a fever or other contagious illnesses that can spread easily in schools. We have more information about what parents and caregivers should look out for and when we advise that students stay home under recent news on our website, www.bpsma.org. BHS also hosted an incredible showcase last month for 8th graders and really students of all ages, highlighting all of the different programs, activities, and opportunities that they have to offer at Brockton High. In the same spirit, we have 2 different showcases coming up this week. Tomorrow, January 21st, from 6 to 7 p.m., we have the kindergarten showcase at the Arnone, where families with children who will be 5 by August 31st are invited to learn more about BPS kindergarten offerings, as well as the registration process. Additionally, on Wednesday, January 22nd, Promise will host a showcase of its own for 8th graders and their families to learn more about its unique program offerings. The showcase will be open from 5 to 7 p.m. Wednesday at Promise, which is at 1121 Warren Avenue. And finally, I just wanted to end with a bright spot in our data. Here you will see the results of our middle of the year assessment from both last year and this year. So this is our DIBELS data, which is our early literacy assessment. So the first 2 columns here show you K-3's results in the middle of last year and in the middle of this school year. So you will see that at this time last year, the majority, or 55% of our K-3 students were performing well below benchmark. While this year, that percentage has dropped by 10% to 45%. The next 2 columns show our K students. Last year, only 12%, for example, were performing above benchmark, which is the top. And now that number is 17%. We see similar results in 1st and 2nd grade, where the percentage of students performing well below benchmark has shrunk, and the student performing above or at benchmark is growing. In 3rd grade specifically, which is those last 2 columns, 54% of 3rd graders were performing well below benchmark on the mid-year DIBELS last school year, as compared to 40% performing well below this year. And even more promising is that last year, 32% of our 3rd graders were performing at or above the benchmark, while this year, 45% of our students in grade 3 in all schools are performing at or above benchmark. I believe this is a significant leap, as we know that 3rd grade is the year that our students transition from learning to read to reading to learn. So if a greater percentage of our students are reading more proficiently at the 3rd grade level, that means they are also accessing more content and curriculum in all subjects. I want to applaud our educators who've been working hard to implement our literacy curriculum with fidelity, and I believe the results of their efforts are clearly shining through in their student outcomes. I know there is much work left to be done, but I believe that these trends show that we are moving in the right direction. And at this time, I'll take any questions.
Any questions? Representative Steve. Stephen Pina, please.
Yes, how you doing? The Promise School had 12 out of how many in the class?
How many in the
Seniors?
graduating class? I actually don't know the number.
Was it 34 or something like that, maybe? I'm not,
I don't know the exact number. I can pull it from.
so that's a
the
pretty
budget.
good percentage. Right. All right. The benchmarks that you were just talking about, the proficiency rates, it's great that they're going up. What happened to the Title I teams that we used to have that would go around to all the schools and ensure that this was going at a little bit of a faster rate?
So my understanding from previous budgets is that some of our Title I teachers did, we no longer have them. However, we have been bringing them back and adding them back to the budget. So I don't know what the exact staffing levels are from before to now, but I know that it has been budgetary.
And then one more question, I'm sorry. So can you determine whether the schools that actually have libraries are doing better than the schools that don't?
We can certainly pull that data.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pina. Anybody else? All right, madam. Next item, please. Well, this is the subcommittees, right?
Yes, so item B is items to refer to subcommittee, and the first item is athletic department oversight, and that was requested by Mr. Pina.
Can I get a motion from the body to do this?
May I say something first, or
Well, let's
on
do
each
the
one?
motion second and then on the motion.
Okay.
All right?
Refer to athletic subcommittee.
All right, on the motion.
Second.
The motion is properly made in second. Now you can speak.
Chair, fellow members of the committee, I'm requesting referral to this item to the athletic subcommittee so it can be examined in a focused and methodical way. The scope involves budgets, accounts, and affiliated nonprofit entities, which warrants detailed review rather than a rush discussion at a full committee. This allows the subcommittee to gather facts, review documentation, and return with clear findings and recommendations while keeping the full committee informed and in control. This is the most responsible way to ensure transparency and proper fiscal oversight. I respectfully ask for your support.
All right, anybody else? Motion has been properly made in second. All those in favor? Anyone opposed? It carries.
Next item is review of nonprofits and district-related financial accounts, requested by Mr. Pina.
Motion to refer to finance.
Second.
Motion has been properly made in second. I think you spoke on that already, right? Or you want to say something else on that? You want to say something else?
Yes, please.
All right, on the motion, go ahead.
The motion is about protecting the district, not questioning anyone's intent. Under Massachusetts conflict of interest law, once a governing body becomes aware of a potential intermingling between district administration and affiliated nonprofits, we have a responsibility to act. This is a temporary preventative step to pause participation and require recusal while we bring forward a permanent policy. It avoids unnecessary legal exposure, protects our employees, and preserves public trust. That's the only purpose of this motion.
All right, motion has been properly made second. Discussed. All those in favor? Anyone opposed? It carries.
Discuss, Mr. Chairman, I had my hands up, discuss this. That was referred to finance. Why would we refer that to finance when it's a review of nonprofits and district financial accounts? That should be accounts review to review those documents.
Well, we can send it to
I'm
the
not sure,
Huh?
so what is, I mean, what is the act, like, what are we trying to accomplish here to review finances?
Well, the question through the chair, go ahead, Mr.
So before, I messed that up. So before referral, I move to effective immediately, no district administrator or employee shall participate in any decision-making, fundraising, contracting, or operational activity involving any nonprofit organization affiliated with or doing business with the school department, and that any administrator or employee currently serving in a leadership, fiduciary, or governance role with such an organization shall immediately recuse themselves from all related district matters pending subcommittee review and recommendation to the body.
Although I agree with you, sir, but you know what we need to do? This has to go to the committee, come back to the full committee for a vote, and then implement it. That's what we have to do. We can't just take it from here and call it a day. It has to go through the processes in order to do that.
Can I respond?
All right?
On-
All,
Can I respond?
go ahead.
Following the action, no, sorry. Referral addressed long-term policy. My motion addresses ongoing exposure during that review.
Well,
As long as it's on the record, I'm fine.
oh, that's fine. Okay. Motion has been proper. Go ahead, Mr. Rodriguez.
Just trying to understand, why would finance review the nonprofit district-related financial accounts? That's the accounts, to review those accounts. Those are accounts that are being reviewed, correct?
I can't hear you.
Is that the accounts that you want to review for these nonprofits?
Correct. That should be the accounts, and it should be
Accounts.
actually policy as well.
So that would go before finance, that would go before the accounts committee.
I'll withdraw the motion for
Okay,
finance.
would you withdraw your second?
I will withdraw the second.
All right, so the first and, the motion and second was withdrawn. But if it has something to do with finances, why should the finance committee not look into it? Because accounts technically, at least from this, the things that we deal with, you're just kind of checking to see if the Ts are crossed and the Is are dotted. But if this has financial ramifications as we go down the line, I think it should, if anything, it should go to both committees, so that we can decide whether or not we're going to go forward with some of these things or not. Because if you go to accounts, it's to say what was paid, what wasn't paid. It's not like it's going to influence any future decisions. So that's why I think, we ought to make a motion that it goes to both committees, if anything. Review the past, if you want to review the past, but also set up the parameters so that we don't fall into the same cracks as we go forward.
Mr. Chair, I agree with what you're proposing in that this is a way to protect ourselves from litigation, and I think that we're in a position where there should be an immediate stop of all activities.
Okay. All right, so why don't we go back and remake the motion and perhaps include both committees on it instead of just one?
Motion to refer to account review and finance.
Second.
All right, a motion has been properly made in second. All those in favor? Anyone opposed? It carries. Next one, ma'am.
Item is special education cost review requested by Mr. Pina.
Motion?
Motion to refer to finance.
Seconded.
Okay, motion has been properly made in second. Do you want to say anything on that, or?
Yes.
You good?
The motion
Go ahead.
The motion refers to special education cost review to a subcommittee because this is a complex area that deserves more time and attention than a full subcommittee, committee. Meeting allows special education costs involve instruction, transportation, outside placements, and contracted services, all with legal obligations attached. A subcommittee setting allows for detailed review, careful questioning, and a clearer understanding of cost drivers and trends. This is about responsible oversight and long-term sustainability, not reducing services. The subcommittee will bring its findings back to the full committee so we can make informed decisions together.
Well, thank you, sir. Anyone else? A motion has been properly made in second to refer this item to the Finance Committee. All those in favor? Anyone opposed? It carries. The next one, please.
Transportation review submitted by Mr. Pina.
Motion to refer to transportation.
Seconded.
A motion has been properly made. Do you have anything else you want to say on that, or, okay, on the motion?
This action is
Say on the other ones, too? Yeah. Okay.
This action is simply about clarity. Transportation is a major operational and financial function, and today there isn't a single consolidated picture of how all of our transportation services fit together. This asks for an informational review of current transportation operations, including in-district services, out-of-district placements, special education, and any external contracts. So the committee has a clear understanding of cost structure and impacts on both the schools and the city. It's not about control or changing operations. It's about establishing a clear and factual baseline so we can exercise responsible oversight going forward.
Anyone else? A motion has been properly made in second to refer this item to the Transportation Subcommittee. All those in favor? Anyone opposed? To the subcommittee it goes. The next one, please.
Shaw Center requested by Mr. Pina.
Motion to send that to the Facilities Usage and Planning Subcommittee.
Second.
Motion has been on the motion. Go right ahead, sir.
The motion simply refers the issue of the Shaw Center to a subcommittee for a full review of how it's currently governed, used, and funded, and whether it's being used in a way that best serves our students. The goal is to evaluate its potential as a hands-on career and technical education site, including culinary arts, hospitality, business operations, and event management. This keeps the process orderly, pauses new third-party commitments during the review, and ensures that any future decisions are based on facts, students' outcomes, and responsible stewardship of a district asset.
All right, so on this item, though, we do know that this is managed by the cities as it is. So when we discuss this, we have to take the whole city into consideration in the sense, and bring them on board at least so that they know what the wishes of this committee is towards that. Mr. Rodriguez.
Just, excuse me, on the, I'll share the original documents if we can pull that up and all the members can get that and read it, because it has changed throughout the years with governance in the mayor's office and kind of took certain languages out of there that protected the committee, because at the time the school committee did give up ball fields, and there's some specific languages there that protects us in usage and how that stadium is. So I know we've discussed this, but.
I'm with you on this.
Oh, no, I knew, when you
was
were
back years
mayor, you
ago,
gave it
and
to us, and
I'm back again, so
they took it away, but
probably a good time.
we'll fix that.
To
Thank
talk
you.
about it. All right, a motion has been properly made in second. All those in favor referring this to the facility subcommittee? Anyone oppose? It carries. And the last one, ma'am.
Timely codification and publication of school committee policies requested by Mr. Pina.
Refer to policy.
Second.
A motion has been properly made in second. On the motion, sir.
Colleagues, this is about something very basic but very important. When this committee votes to adopt or amend a policy, the public and the district should be able to rely on seeing that policy accurately reflected in our official policy manual without delay or confusion. Right now, we don't have a clear enforceable timeline that ensures that happens. This proposed policy referral establishes a reasonable standard, preserves the proper roles between the committee and the superintendent, and improves transparency and accountability. I'm asking that we refer this to a subcommittee for a focused review so we can confirm timelines, implementation details, and alignment with existing policy procedures, and then bring it back properly for a full vote.
All right. Anyone else? Motion has been properly made in second to refer this item to the policy subcommittee. All those in favor? Anyone opposed? To the committee it goes.
So Roman numeral 4 is the consent agenda. Item A is acceptance of donations to BHS Automated Technology Program.
Would entertain a motion.
Motion to approve items A through C on the consent agenda, as stated.
Second.
The motion has been properly made in second. Any discussions? Go ahead, Mr. Rodriguez.
I just want to acknowledge the businesses that donated, Woodward's and GM, donating vehicles to the CTE program, automotive. Seeing our partnership has grown, working with our city partners, so it's a huge plus for us. And hopefully next week I can get down there and see these new vehicles and tools that were donated.
Do we have a norm or a policy of sending these folks a thank you,
Thanks.
something? Yeah? Flowers, chocolate, anything like that? No? Did you send them any flowers, any chocolate?
We could take that out of the mayor's budget.
What budget? I haven't even paid yet. All right, a motion has been properly made in second. All those in favor of accepting the consent agenda items A, B, and C? Are
We
you-
already did.
Yes.
Oh, we're supposed to still vote on it, aren't we?
All in favor?
Yeah. Well, I didn't see it, you know. Remember, I'm new at this, you know, you guys, remember, when I was
Chair?
here, we didn't have anything, this thing called COVID, so things have changed. Yes, ma'am.
Chair, just point of information. We usually the chair will just read the items on the agenda.
Read
Thank
them
you.
into the record now.
Thank you,
Yes. Item B is acceptance of donation to Edison Evening Academy, and item C is request for authorization to accept proposal and expenditure of funds, FY 2026 Diverting Juveniles and Emerging Adults from the Criminal Justice System Involvement Grant in the amount of $65,370.
See, that was good. So we'll try to do things like we do in the rest of the place, so it all sounds uniform, you know, that's why. Our clerk's gonna be a lot more involved in this.
So Roman numeral 5 is
Chair?
unfinished.
Yes, sir.
Sorry.
I move to suspend the rules and amend the order of the agenda to take the school's safety and security item out of order and hear it before the new business.
Well, let's do unfinished first, and then we do it before the new business. Is that what you meant? Yes?
Okay.
Let's do the unfinished. Do we have any unfinished?
Yes, the discussion and potential vote on the 2026 subcommittee assignments.
Go ahead, man.
Thank you. On the potential vote on the subcommittee assignments, so I know at the last meeting, we had gone ahead and there was a recommendation to bring back a couple of subcommittees. One was safety, traffic, and transportation. The other was facilities, usage, and planning. Those were a committee of a whole, and then there was a recommendation to bring them back to 4 members. I would recommend that the committee leave them as committees of a whole, where facilities, usage, and planning, that covers so much, and I think the whole committee should be involved in that, rather than have presenters come to a subcommittee, a smaller committee, and then have to come back before the whole committee. I definitely want to be on both of them. So it's really tough to just put 4 members. And the other one is safety, traffic, and transportation. So even though they're 1 subcommittees each, they do have such a broad range of what they cover. So it would be my recommendation if we could bring them back to committees of a whole, those 2 subcommittees.
So do you want to make that in the form of a motion?
Motion to recommend to the school committee to bring back facilities, usage, and planning subcommittee to committee of a whole. You want to vote on each one of them, since they're 2? Okay.
Second.
A motion as, you want to speak on the motion, or? Motion has been properly made in second. All those in favor? Anyone oppose? 3-2, it carries. Next one, please.
The next would be a motion to put safety, traffic, and transportation back to a committee of a whole, subcommittee of a whole.
Second.
Motion, speak? Nobody? Okay. A motion has been properly made in second.
On the
Speak? Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I'd have to oppose this based on the importance of the safety and security. And I believe that safety and security should be its own subcommittee. And that is that way it is given its proper due. Transportation is could also be a subcommittee on its own.
You know, when I was checking through some records and stuff, there is nothing wrong with us adding subcommittees from time to time, because these are committees, and you can have a subcommittee. So if we have something specific that we want to go into, we can actually create a subcommittee to deal with something of a committee. So, now see, transportation is also an important item here, because we deal with funds that actually come from across town. And I think the more eyes and ears that you have involved in that might be able to help us a little bit better and help people understand what transportation is all about, because it costs the taxpayer directly. It doesn't come through funding like the rest of the fundings that we normally get. So that's why I think some members feel that way. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, the purpose of a committee of the whole is not for that. The purpose of a committee of the whole is for deeper research. And so therefore, by making them their own subcommittees, you provide that deeper research into the actual, and the reason why I would even say having transportation and facilities separate, that's because it's a non-net spending, and that should be together. So having that stuff separated makes it a little bit more difficult. I would say that we don't use this committee of the whole properly, and if we had a parliamentarian here, they would actually tell you that.
Well, you know what I say, let's give it a shot and see how it goes, and if halfway through it's not working, we can always bring it back, because this committee has the power to change things as we go along, and if something's not working, it's up to us to change it. We can't go, you know, if some members want to propose something, and it's votes that count. I'm sure you folks have counted your votes, who has the most votes or who doesn't have the votes. We vote on it, and we run with it. If it doesn't work out, you know, a month or two into it, we can always go back and revisit it. Go ahead, ma'am.
Thank you. Just clarification on that motion. So even though we're saying, for example, safety, traffic, and transportation, we don't have to meet on all three items. If there's a safety issue that the committee needs to discuss, we can just meet on the safety or the traffic or the transportation. A lot of times, it just makes it easier. I just know as a committee member, those are two very involved because they do cover a lot across the district, that I definitely want to be on those two subcommittees, and it's really tough to pick four when the majority of us want to be on them. So it's the will of the committee.
Can I be in it too?
No, it's a subcommittee. You can attend as a visitor.
Go ahead, Mr. Rodriguez.
I think it's honestly a disservice that any member would want to break down the original subcommittee roles of smaller groups. When I became vice chair, the committee at the time decided to take 4 subcommittees and make them committee of the whole and puts all the onus on the vice chair. That's not leadership. I think everybody that's on this committee should be chairing a subcommittee, as we voted at our last meeting, in smaller groups. Leaving it up to the vice chair, you're not going to have time to meet and be effective on chairing all these committees. We did change bid review, and I think it's wrong for us to change it. Everybody has some leadership in chairing certain subcommittees and putting it all back to committees of the whole. And if we go back and look, there was certain members that continuously sat on certain committees that didn't move the needle. Specifically facilities, there's a lot of issues, and I'll name one of them is the Boys and Girls Club. It took change in that leadership to make sure that we move ground on there. But going back to committees of the whole and leaving it just up to the vice chair to chair everything and meeting with these districts, it's poor. Poor management of our time and also our resources to move in that direction. So I don't support none of these changes. We brought it forward, and I think we're just going back. We're going backwards. Some people are losing track on that.
All right. Well, so you made the motion?
Yep.
You seconded? All right, let's put it to a vote. A motion has been properly made in second. All those in favor? All those opposed? It carries. Next item, ma'am.
Yes, Roman numeral 6 is new business.
Oh, this is where you want to,
Yes.
go ahead, make your motion.
Made me lose my...
Motion to move the school and safety.
I move to suspend the rules and amend the order of the agenda to take the school safety and security item out of order and here before new business.
I need a second. Motion has been properly made in second to take school and safety out of order. All those in favor? Opposed? School and safety it is.
Roman numeral 7 is school safety and security. I invite up Lieutenant Banaka.
Lieutenant, welcome.
Greetings, Mayor Rodriguez, Superintendent Tahiliani, Mr. Vice Chair, members of the school committee, and those in attendance. First up, last Monday, the school police officers were reappointed for 2026 successfully, and subsequently they were sworn in. We have one officer on light duty and has to complete some requirements before the chief will sign off. That shouldn't be too long. Second, I commend the school police for doing an excellent job. The school department, as everyone knows, has 24 school properties, and our school police officers, they check the properties nightly. We also have activities such as the basketball game going across the way at the gym. But on this night, which was last Wednesday, a suspicious motor vehicle was observed at the parking lot of the Raymond School. And I know it had been reported before, but 2 individuals were inside. One was a school department employee, and a firearm was recovered from the school department employee. And although the employee did have a license to carry, it should be noted to everyone in attendance and also to those at home that carrying a gun or a weapon on school property is a crime and is arrestable, unless you're a law enforcement officer or you have written permission or authorization to carry on campus from what they call the board or officer in charge of the institution, of which neither existed. So the individual who was an employee was placed in custody. And at this time, the employee is on administrative leave, won't be back, so that's from a safety perspective. Criminal charges are pending. Anything further would have to come from human resources, and that would be an internal issue. Secondly, it's always important to stop for a school bus when there are red lights flashing and the stop arm is extended. We have many people that fail to be doing that, and failing to stop for a school bus violation can be a $250 fine at first, and then that keeps going up. So the reason I bring that up is that Massachusetts legislature has enacted a new law that there can be an increase of enforcement, and it's automatic enforcement or automated enforcement. So what's been going on is that our school buses, if they see someone illegally passing a school bus, they will notify us. We will obtain the video, and the registered owner will then receive a citation. And we've already issued 4 citations for what we call automated enforcement. So we don't have enough police officers, but we'll tell you that the school buses will give us the video, and we will issue citations for those that do not abide by the school bus laws.
Lieutenant, say that again? I heard you, but say that again so that they understand.
I will. So for everyone to understand, we have automated enforcement, an increase of enforcement. A police officer does not need to be required to be on site. So school bus operators will provide us a video and notify us. We will issue a citation to the registered owner for failing to stop for a school bus. And the first offense is $250, the second is $500, and the third is $1,000 for the third violation. That's automated enforcement. Police officer does not need to be on location in order to issue that citation. And that's a law by the legislature signed by the governor last year. Traffic's an ongoing issue, and nobody does traffic in this city more than the Brockton school police officers, although mostly in areas where we have our properties and, of course, school zones. But we have more assignments, obviously, than the officers, but we do rotate to different schools. So if you don't see an officer at your particular school, we do rotate those assignments. So just be aware, we are very aggressive when it comes to traffic and school zones. We have 3 in the police academy. I speak on a regular occasion to the academy director, who used to be a former lieutenant for the Brockton Police Department. They're doing fine. As you know, we do have 1 officer that exited the academy and is now on full-time duty, Kenesha Cheney. And I just got some good words from Principal McCaskill that she's doing an excellent job, and she's only started for a week or 2. So that's a very positive remarks for one of our new employees. And the new recruits, they are expected to complete the academy, I believe in June. They'll have some FTO training, and they should be full-time duty in September. And lastly, want to talk about, this is a minor issue, but it leads to a larger topic. We had a lobby officer take a report from a juvenile who was involved in an altercation in the city, and that was over the weekend. But the reason I bring that up is Sergeant Livingston conducted a handle with care and safety plan for that juvenile, which as a result, this is the reason I'm bringing that up, is that's the advantage of the integration with the city resources. So the integration with the city, in real time, myself, Sergeant Livingston, we can see that a situation has developed. The lobby officer in the police department took a call. We then take that name, and then we then provide the resources for the child, and we also notify the school system if there's going to be an issue down the line on Monday if it happened on the weekend. So that's the advantages of having integration totally with the city when it comes to policing. So I think that completes my public safety. I'll take some questions if need be.
Has the bus drivers been notified of their, what they're supposed to be doing when drivers are basically just not obeying the stop sign on those vans? Because I think that it's happening. I see it every morning, and it's, so I'm making sure that every bus driver is aware to be sending those videos in and making a call, because I think if we have to work together, right, for the safety of our students and our child, to make sure that this stop. It's just getting out of hand. I know everybody's trying to go somewhere, but you want to get there alive, not dead. So you need to stop speeding, because our kids are out there and trying to get in the bus to go to school to get their education. So I think that we want to make sure that our bus drivers are working with the police, that they're reporting it, because we can't let any more get away.
Yes, the school bus drivers have been notified, and that's actually how we obtain the video, and we get notification that someone has violated the school bus law, is that we'll get that notification. And as I said, we've already written 4 citations just in the last couple of weeks. So we'll write them as fast as we can get them.
Thank you, I appreciate it. One more thing. I have been getting reports from some students feeling unsafe after school when they go to McDonald's, about being approached by certain individuals. Some of them are under the influence, and they're interacting with our students. I think that's something we need to figure out, how to keep them safe, especially because a lot of them go get, food before they come back to practice for sports or bands. I think that we need to figure out how to keep them away from our students. I just don't want any interaction if they're, under the influence, and especially approaching females, students. So I want to see how we can go about making sure our students are safe in the after school.
I know some businesses have hired police details. I believe Shaw's may have hired a detail. The prime issue for us, obviously, is that obviously the kids know better than to conduct any activities, undesirable activities on school campuses, and that's our primary objective. Once they get off campus, it does become a challenge, because you've got 360 travels of direction where our kids go. We only have so many police officers. The city does get calls. We do assist the city with issues. We did have an issue with McDonald's a little while back, and one of our officers actually is still out injured from an issue that occurred at McDonald's. So that's going to have to be an issue that we're going to have to work with the city, because once you're off campus, and we make sure that we don't want any of these issues to be on our campuses. That's our primary objective. Secondary, do the kids go to McDonald's? There's other businesses as well, and we will definitely work with the city in terms of trying to alleviate some of your concerns and some of those issues. We have had issues outside the campus. Again, the primary objective is we can't have these things going on campus, and these kids know that we are ever present. Once they get off campus, it does become an issue. We will work with the city to see if we can alleviate some of those problems.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Yeah, I just want to say all the accolades to the school police, everything that they do, and thank you for the tour that you gave me the other day. Very impressed with everything that the school police, everything you guys do with the little resources that you get from us. I just have a few questions for you. I won't hit you too hard. Does the district formally recognize drop-off and pickup as elevated risk periods for traffic-related student injuries?
For traffic-related student injuries?
Yep.
We certainly have. There are issues with traffic. The drop-offs and pickups, I'd have to get stats for you. I don't have the stats, but certainly when there are drop-off pickups, you've got a pause in traffic, and when that does occur, obviously we have to count on the public to be cognizant that we have stalls at those locations, because that can be accident-prone. I would have to get the stats for you, but certainly, just by common sense, if you do have drop-off pickups, there could be issues there. So I'd have to get the stats for you on that.
Awesome, thank you. Second question is, the actual level of parking and traffic enforcement currently occurring during those times, including the number of citations issued by school and overtime?
I'll have to get you statistics, but I'll give you an example, like the Arnone School. We've had issues with people parked on the side, for instance. And actually, one of my fine officers, Officer Astrid Silva, who's in the back and very shy, he's very aggressive with our traffic issues with parking. And if I had 50 Astrid Silvas, we wouldn't have nobody would be parking on the streets illegally. But the city as it is, with 100,000 plus people and with as many cars as we have, we certainly, we are very aggressive in terms of parking issues, and we know that's an issue because people do park and then drop off pickups, et cetera, in locations where they're not supposed to be. And I'm just giving you one example with the Arnone School, where we had to initiate an aggressive ticketing portion and make sure that they didn't park, let's say, on that school. When we get complaints, we'll then field them, and then we'll send officers out to whatever problem that exists. Again, traffic is on a rotational basis, so we'll rotate it, and we'll have a list, and we'll go down the list.
Awesome, thank you. Is it realistic, given the current staffing and responsibilities, to expect school police to simultaneously manage traffic control, parking enforcement, and building security during peak congestion?
Well, if you want my opinion on it, I think that the school police are understaffed, that's for sure. I mean, I know I've mentioned statistics before, but they were old statistics. Now, if it's one per school, then we have 16 schools. You should have one officer per school. But if you look at Brockton High and you have almost 4,000 students, 25,000 square feet, I would think you're going to have to even add more police officers just for the high school itself when you have that large of a high school and that much property. So do I think we're woefully understaffed? Perhaps an integration with the city, and then have more offices as part of the entire process. We could add more officers for the schools. But do I think we're understaffed for all of the duties that you're speaking of? I would say yes, because as I said, we do traffic on a rotational basis.
Right.
Rotation is one school one day, many officers, and then the next day other schools. We're trying to do the best we can with what we have, and that would probably answer the question.
Thank you. Two more, as promised. Does consistent ticket-based enforcement viewed as an effective deterrent to unsafe driver behavior and a meaningful tool for reducing preventable incidents and liability exposure?
Well, it's in terms of a deterrent, for instance, I speak about the school bus violations. When the registered owner gets that in the mail, I'm sure that probably could be a deterrent that the next, after the 250, they're going to get the 500. I would think that's a deterrent if money's coming out of your pocket. But of course, we want to make sure that we use discretion. We're not here to be hammering the citizen for money, so to speak. But we want to make sure we get the point across. So we want to make sure that if it's needed, then we're going to basically, a citation will be written, whether it's a warning or whether it's for money. The point has to be across because the safety of the children is number one. If it's a different type of offense for another area, maybe a little more discretion. But when it comes to the safety of the kids, nothing's more important than that. And as far as I'm concerned, what other deterrent could there be?
Awesome. I believe you might have had, or the city had, a parking enforcement personnel come over. Do you think that a dedicated parking enforcement authorized to issue citations with revenue transparency accounted for and reinvested into school safety and operations would represent a more effective and appropriate approach?
So I guess just to get in depth with the question, are we saying something specifically for schools, or are we talking about
Correct.
citywide?
So if you had, instead of hiring another officer, maybe you hired 3 parking enforcement individuals at a lower rate, and then you were able to go and ticket more quickly than if you were an officer writing out the ticket.
Well, I never want to downplay the role of the police officer, because sometimes when you're in the process of perhaps issuing a citation or whatnot, you could have a volatile situation that could occur, and then you've got possibly a risk to that person. And then, as I said, school police are somewhat understaffed. somebody needs help because someone's upset that they're getting a ticket and they come back to their car, or a situation could actually happen, and we don't want people to think that they're police officers out on the road as well. I think that, I think we would be better served with having more school police officers, as I have said previously, than to just have parking enforcement. That's my opinion.
Last question, I promise. Where does the money from those tickets go?
It goes to the city general fund.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. I'll make it quick. Great quick.
Don't say last one 6 times like you did.
No, I won't. I won't. Actually, thank you, Lieutenant Banaka, for always providing a lot of information, and thank you to our school police. Question on the buses. So I know the cameras are there if there's an accident. So do they start recording when the stop sign is open, or are they always recording the cameras when it's in, like, is it something, I mean, I can always ask transportation about that if you don't have that info. I'm just curious how they're able to record it if someone, and I've seen it. I have seen it. We've all seen it. We get calls all the time with people driving right past the buses. I mean, I'll sit there till they wave me to go if they're waiting for a child to come out of the home. But I'd like more information just to make sure that, you know, clarification on when the cameras actually start working. Is it when they're stopped?
I'd actually have to get clarification from transportation, because I know we get the video when they pass the school buses, for instance, and I know we've gotten video before at accidents. So I'm not entirely sure if that's on 24/7 while they're operating.
Okay.
I believe it could be, but don't quote me on that.
No,
But
definitely. And that might be a transportation question.
So we do have video coverage of our school buses, and so that way, too, we can monitor if there's an incident on the school bus.
So I knew inside, I wasn't
Yes.
sure, I wasn't aware of the exterior of the bus. I knew inside that the cameras were always on. But, okay, we can always
Understanding
probably
that
get
it's-
clarification on that. And then this question is actually for the mayor/chair. Someone approached me not too long ago, and they said that it was someone for the city. And they actually told me that they drive around to, especially in the afternoon, to make sure that vehicles are leaving areas for the buses to drop the students off at the bus stops and things like that. I don't know if it was just a specific task force or if it's just something that they were taking on, but they were running into the issues of people just blocking bus stops, not allowing areas for the buses to stop to let the students off safely. I can probably touch base with you, Mayor, afterwards, but, you know, and they said they just, because there were so many issues, they were just looking into that. Because I do know, and I'll make it short, but not too long ago, I think it was last Friday, 15 minutes, I'm sitting at Raymond's school, like right on Oak Street, and you see people, U-turns in the middle of the street, the traffic wasn't moving, so we definitely need to bring this before transportation to try, safety and transportation and traffic to try to get more hands-on, just to get the traffic in case there's an emergency. I'm sitting there, I'm going, imagine if an ambulance was trying to get through. So that's the only thing, but I appreciate it.
That area is pretty tough, you know, especially.
Yeah, it's a tough one, and I know some of the schools are right on busy streets, so I'm just curious to see what our plan is, but that might be something for transportation to go over with us.
Yeah, seriously, I think that's some of the things that we can discuss in these committees to get things done, you know, versus here.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Are you done, sir? Well, thank you for your report and thank you for your service.
Roman numeral, back to Roman regular order of business, Roman numeral 6 is new business, and the first item is emergency safety
Well,
resolution.
I think Mr. Pino already covered that one. You didn't?
No. Resolution, student drop-off and pickup conditions requested by Mr. Pino.
Go ahead, sir.
Thank you. I'm bringing forward this emergency safety resolution because what is happening during student drop-off and pickup is no longer hypothetical or manageable through informal fixes. It is unsafe, it is predictable, and it is documented. We have asked school police direct questions about ticketing accidents, near-miss incidents, staffing levels, and enforcement capacity. The answers point to a consistent problem: congestion, illegal parking, and traffic behavior. that puts students, families, and staff at risk every single day. This is not about inconvenience. This is about exposure to preventable harm. This resolution before us does something particular. It establishes a pilot program at the George School using a city parking attendant during peak arrival and dismissal times, not to punish parents, to restore order, enforce basic rules, and create predictable traffic flow. Schools are not equipped to be traffic departments, and asking administrators or teachers to manage vehicles is neither fair nor effective. The pilot allows to collect real data, citations issued, congestion reduced, response times improved, and incident prevented. It is, if it works, we expand it. If it doesn't, we revise it. Doing nothing is no longer acceptable. When safety risks are known and ignored, they become liabilities. This resolution is about acting before someone gets hurt, not after.
You gonna make a motion?
Yep. I move that the school committee direct the superintendent develop and return to the committee within 60 days a proposed pilot program for dedicated parking enforcement during school drop-off and pickup at the district's highest risk schools.
Can we refer this to safety and security?
Well, that's what I was gonna suggest, but before I think we send it to the superintendent, I think we need to discuss this amongst ourselves.
Yeah.
To come up with how much is it gonna cost, are we gonna be able to afford it, and all that other stuff, before we direct it to the superintendent for action. So can you revise your motion to send that to the committee so we can discuss that in the committee?
I make a motion to send this to the Safety and Security in Transportation. No, it's a different committee now.
It's that committee, yeah. It'll be just addressed under.
I make a motion to move it to send it to the subcommittee on Safety and Security.
Second.
Motion has been properly made in second. All those in favor? All those opposed? To the committee it shall go. Next one.
The next item is request for data report on library staffing and literacy report requested by Mr. Pina.
Mr. Pina, go right ahead, sir. Well, actually, can we, let's do it the way we're supposed to do it. Let's make a motion. We'll vote on the motion, and then through the discussion, you can kind of say what you need to say.
I move that the school committee request superintendent provide a quantitative assessment and corrective proposal regarding district library staffing and instructional capacity, specifically as it relates to student literacy outcomes.
Can I get a second? And then I'm going to ask the superintendent a question.
Was that a motion you made?
Yeah.
Second.
All right, now, Madam Superintendent, is this something that you can handle within a timely manner, or is it, I mean, honestly, be honest with us, because
Yes,
I want
I'll be very
to make
honest.
sure.
So I did send some previous data that had been requested. I do need clarification on, because I don't know if the committee has read what is in here for enclosure 5B, but I do need some clarification on some of these requests. Given that some of the data was sent already, and so, so for example, comparison of these ratios to DESI guidance or peer urban districts. So in order to gather that data regarding peer urban districts, I can give my experience from my former district. I could give that right now. And what I will say is that this is something that we worked on for several years to bring more librarians in, to bring more staffing in. And we actually had less staffing than you all have, that we have here, library paraprofessionals, which is something that we have here. And we were able to, through the budget, by the third year, add 5 librarians, and we were only able to hire 1. Because another matching concern is not just libraries, lack of libraries, but it's the fact that people have not been going into library sciences because they know that libraries have been cut from, they're often the first to go in budgets. And so I do have some clarifying questions, and I do want to make sure that this is an effective project. And so knowing that I've conducted a similar project with the end outcome not being more librarians, I just want to be very clear on what our intended outcome is.
How long do you think you can compose all of this stuff? I mean, in a safe way, because I want to make sure that I remind everybody that we are, basically in the pre-stages of our budget year, that we need to discuss that as well. So I don't want
Well, that
to
would be-
impose upon you.
So we've
to be
got
able to-
more than just that. We also have our district review happening right now. And so this could be part of the overall budget process for how many library professionals we have, as far as like tying specific metrics to the number of librarians. Some of the data requests, again, I just need some additional clarification on how you would triangulate that data in particular. So I'll be honest, I just don't feel like I have enough. I mean, the stuff that is easy, the number of certified library media specialists, like that's information that we can provide. But again, I'm like an assessment of whether the current library staffing model is sufficient to support district literacy goals. I'll be honest, I kind of think, I can tell you right now, is our current library staffing model sufficient? No. Do I think that we can improve it or that we would be able to recruit more librarians? Not necessarily, being in my own experience in the project we undertook in my last district. So have we been working to support literacy goals in different ways? Yes. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that there is a story here to tell about librarians and about our literacy efforts, but I don't know that I would tell the story in this way. So I think I might have some difficulty formulating.
How about if we do this? Why don't we postpone this until she gets further information of what we need, and then we can kind of revisit this at a later date. In the meantime, the work will be done behind the scenes whenever you can get that done. Does that make more sense? Sure. Okay. So do you want to?
Don't throw anything over here. Can we just put as a part of budget to see about how many we possibly can hire librarian, and also what you stated is true, because a lot of it is not going, people are not going to become a librarian because of what the budget cut federally and state. So I think that's going to be a big problem too. Who wants to go in that position, right? And I think that maybe that could be a part of conversation for budget. Like how does that budget look? Maybe, bring 2 extra or another 1 just to see if we even have somebody that will apply for the position.
So again, we could post one tomorrow if you asked me to, and we could see what is available, because currently we have so many vacancies in the district that we've been unable to fill from the last budget, that if the current committee wanted to transfer funds from a position that has not been able to be filled into an additional librarian, we could post it, we could see what we could get. What I'm saying is that we posted it multiple years in a row. We were able to get 1, and we stole them from the public library in the same district. So we can add 5, 10 to the budget, absolutely. We can make room in the budget for where our priorities are. I'm just saying that, again, in my experience and from talking to other superintendents in other urban areas, filling those positions is historically been difficult, and it is a problem of our own making. When you get rid of all of the libraries in a district, you're not going to have people who are interested in going into getting that certification.
I agree with you.
This is a problem of our own making. If we wanted to try and start, we did some active recruitment efforts. We went to schools who offer the program, and it was very difficult. So again, I just want to make sure that we're matching the problem that we're identifying with an appropriate solution, because
So, Mr. Pino, why don't you remove your motion, and then we can make a motion to postpone this and revive it at a later date when we're ready to do this.
I make a motion to remove the motion.
I remove my second.
All right, no, so do you want to make a motion that we postpone this and revive it at a later date?
Postpone or table?
Postpone.
I make a motion to postpone.
Because if you table it, you kill it.
I make a motion to postpone until,
No, just leave it, postpone, that
Postpone,
we'll
okay.
revive at a later date. And then we can put it on the agenda later on.
I make a motion to postpone.
Sorry, second.
All right, motion has been properly made and second. All those in favor of postponement? All those opposed? It carries. Go ahead, ma'am.
Next item is review of food service contract requested by Espina.
I think this one we're going to send it to a committee. And then we can open up for discussion so he can say what he wants to say. Gonna- Anybody make a motion?
On the motion, I just have a
We
question.
haven't done anything yet. I'm just saying I need a motion to refer it to a committee and a second, and then he can do his thing.
There's no specific subcommittee.
It's a subcommittee. It's a negotiations that's going to be meeting this year.
Negotiations in that case, yeah.
No, this is the food contract. that we're
Yeah,
talking
it's up this year. It's a negotiations.
about. Right,
It's
but
a
he-
negotiation subcommittee.
But I think he has an issue that he wants to bring forward or something.
Oh,
And I
okay.
think we send it to a committee, have that discussion in the committee, and then we can come back.
Motion to refer to the food service subcommittee contract.
Seconded.
All right, now, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Food service is not a side issue. Nutrition directly affects attention, behavior, physical health, and academic performance. With the release of the updated dietary nutritional guidelines, we have an obligation to review whether our current food service contract meets today's standards, not yesterday's expectations. This review is urgent because contracts lock in practices. If our meals are high in sugar, low in protein, are nutritionally inconsistent, students pay the price every single day. We would never accept outdated textbooks because research changed. We should not accept outdated nutrition models when the science is clear. This is not about attacking vendors or staff. It is about asking whether our contract aligns with current guidelines, supports student performance, and provides value for the dollar spent. Are meals supporting sustained energy? Are special dietary needs handled appropriately? Are we prioritizing nutrition or simply compliance? The goal here is simple: feed students in a way that supports learning, behavior, and long-term health. If the contract does that, we confirm it. If it does not, we fix it. That is responsible governance. Students cannot perform at their best if we fuel them poorly, and this committee has a duty to ensure our contracts reflect that reality.
All right, go ahead, madam.
So on the motion, are we talking about like changing menus to meet those dietary requirements? Or are we talking about like the vendors? I have a question regarding on your motion.
Don't you have to ask him?
You wanted to chime in, or?
I mean, I have a suggestion.
Okay. Well, that's something we can talk about in the committee.
Which committee?
It was referred to a committee.
Be the committee of a whole.
So before we negotiate the contract, we do have to put this to go out to bid. And the contract is up this year, so I don't know if we want to,
Up when?
June 30th.
June 30th.
So I don't know if we want to do an immediate review of our current contract, or if what we'd like to do is look at the request for proposals that we put out last time. We can definitely change and put in terms that are beneficial to us. If there are things that we want vendors to put forward in a proposal that are specific to nutrition, that is above and beyond what they had put in last time, we can certainly request that in the, when we go out to bid. So I guess my suggestion would be for us to look at the request for proposals that will be going out.
And we can schedule those meetings whenever we feel like it, and as soon as possible would be the right way to do it. All right,
That would,
sir?
for that subcommittee where it's a bid contract, that would go before the bid review subcommittee, and the district will provide the terms of the contract, and they can review and vote on putting it out to bid, which should go that process.
So do we want to send this item to perhaps that committee, so it gets discussed in that committee as soon as possible, before even the whole process starts?
What was the motion on the table? Was it
To
to be
send
sent to the, to which committee, subcommittee?
It would go,
No, the one that's on the table.
I think negotiations, but
The
it shouldn't be.
negotiations.
that's negotiations personnel contract, not the actual term of the.
In this case, bid review would be
I didn't make the motion. You made the motion.
I withdraw my motion.
All right. And Anna, do you want to?
Your second.
There was, oh, there was our guy.
There was,
I withdraw the motion.
All right.
And now I'll make a
Second.
motion to refer this to bid review subcommittee.
Seconded.
All right, a motion has been properly made in second. All those in favor? All those opposed? To the bid subcommittee it goes. All right. Last one.
And the
I
next
think that
item.
one is mine, right?
Yes, discussion and potential vote on the warrant approval process requested by Mayor Rodriguez.
Right, I think this is, it's due time that we discuss this and upgrade this process so that we are doing what we need to do with these warrants on a timely manner. Don't you agree, ma'am?
Yes, I'm happy to, so as the committee is aware, school committee is charged with reviewing and approving the budget, and part of that responsibility includes the approval of warrants, Mass General Law, Chapter 41, Section 56. Vendor warrants, which are how a school district pays bills, usually in the form of bills and payroll, should only be signed after examining school bills to ensure that the charges are correct and that the goods, materials, or services charged were ordered and actually delivered or rendered. The law allows the school committee to designate a single member of the committee to do so, and the Nystrom-Beckman-Paris investigation recommends that at least 2 members be designated to sign and approve bills and payroll. However, I will, of course, defer to the committee as to what your will is on how many we have. In order to accomplish this critical responsibility, we have already established a process where all bills and invoices that are submitted to the city auditor's office for payment and uploaded into Munis are also compiled into files and sent to selected recipients for review and approval via electronic signature using DocuSign. And some of you have already received that pilot process. The information provided will include the requisition, purchase order, and the invoice or packing slip to denote that either the services were rendered or supplies were received in an effort to support school committee members so that they may conduct an informed review of warrants. The documents are comprehensive and is similar to warrant review processes used by other school committees in other districts. So at this point, I'm happy to answer any questions about the warrant pilot process that we've now run a few times to make sure that it's working. Also, it is the will of the committee as to who signs off. It's generally the chair of the finance committee, but again, we could have 2 members.
I think that's what we were going with when we talked about it, right? Okay. Any question? Go ahead. Ann.
Can I make a motion? Motion to continue having Mr. Rodriguez and also adding Claudio Gomes.
I think that's what we did, right? That's what we talked about?
Second.
Look at that.
on the motion,
On the motion.
I would like to withdraw my name from continuing. I started this process, and I think we have 2 new members. And I think somebody else should step in this role to review those warrants and sign it. So I think people need to step up their leadership skills. But removing myself, I would like to add Mrs. Azak to sign that with Mr. Gomes, if she chooses to do so.
I don't accept that, thank you.
You don't accept that?
No.
Well, somebody has to.
I nominate Mr. Pina then.
Was that I will do it? Was that what it was?
Correct.
Okay.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Anna. Did you want her to say?
Want me to change the motion?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Motion to add Mr. Pina and also Mr. Gomes.
Second.
All right. The motion has been properly made in second to add Mr. Pina and Mr. Gomes to the warrant approval process. All those in favor? Anyone opposed? Are you good? Good? You're good or you're bad?
Co-sign it.
Okay, all right. All right, so, go ahead. That
Roman
concludes that
numeral
part.
8 or announcements?
Announcements.
Parliamentary inquiry, I believe that's what I'm supposed to ask.
The what?
I had a question.
Go ahead, John.
So the subcommittees I'm confused as to where the subcommittees ended. So we're pausing on the subcommittees for another month?
What do you mean?
No? So all the subcommittees as on the draft is,
We basically voted to accept the subcommittees as assigned. Did we
Okay.
not?
I thought we
did that on,
were adding,
I hear your
One-
question because we removed those two. to go
right,
back.
so once you change it, then you got to wait.
Final vote.
Correct.
Okay.
Am I wrong in
Do you
thinking
want a
that?
motion to approve
Motion
them
to
as
accept the s-
amended?
To accept the subcommittees as amended.
Motion to accept the subcommittee assignments as amended?
Second.
All right, a motion has been properly made in second to accept the subcommittee as amended. All those in favor? Anyone oppose? It carries. All right, so now we have the
Ward
subcommittees.
4 opposes.
Huh?
You put that on record, please.
All right, thank you. Now, number 8.
Roman numeral 8 is announcements.
Any announcements?
Oh, yeah, actually,
Go ahead, ma'am.
we just, our student rep actually acknowledged the Oscar night, so we just wanted to say all the members did attend the Oscar night that are present, and Ms. Centeo, and just congratulations to our BHS seniors. And then we do, I apologize, I'm drawing a blank on some of the supervisors' names. I remember Ms. Tucker, Mr. Brophy, there's a few others, Ms. Marion, there's one other, and I'm drawing a blank on the names, but they always put this together, so thank you for always doing a little extra for our students and trying to make their senior year fun. But we just want to say thank you for inviting us. That's always one of the highlights that we have. Oh, and thank you, the mayor was there, didn't go on stage. Next year, you'll be up there giving out awards.
I didn't have the soup.
But
Mr. Pina didn't bring me one, so I didn't have one.
I know, he had a tuxedo. But the thing is, you know, I really wish we could, 2 items. This is item number 1. I really wish they were using this as a fundraiser to help defer some of the cost of their prom tickets. So I really wish, bless you, I really wish we can help them out with a little more advertising when they have fundraisers, maybe get some of the community to come in, not just the students, but put it out there. The tickets weren't that expensive, but this does help them, you know, bring down the cost for their prom tickets. And then the other thing is, if we could, I'd like to make a recommendation. I just, you know, went on to our website today, and when someone wants to go to email us, you have to verify who you are. And I get a lot of confidential emails for a reason. So if we could have our actual email address posted on our website, and my telephone, my school issued number is on there, but if the committee numbers are on there, just to make it easier for the constituents to reach out to us. But I clicked on the link in the form, went right there, and it said verify. A lot of people want to reach out confidentially for different reasons, but just so we can at least have our actual email address on there if they want to email us from their, you know, private email. But if we could just update that on our website, I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
Actually, do you want to do, let me ask you something, because I don't know if everybody feels the same way. Does everybody agree that that's how we should do it?
Yeah,
No, I'm saying what you're suggesting, whether or not everybody agrees that that's how we should do it.
I agree, just because otherwise they start DMing us on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. It's a better way to keep the information in one spot, and so that my social media doesn't become part of the record.
Let me ask you something. Why don't you make that in the form of a motion so that we put it
Sure.
on the record so that it stays as part of the record?
That's fine. Motion to, on that
I have
motion?
a question. Are you talking about our school email or private emails?
Our school email. So if you
Okay.
go onto our website under school committee, in order to reach out to us, you have to click on the little envelope, and then that goes to a specific form. The form asks you to verify your information, and a lot of people really I don't feel like they really need to do that. They should
Gotcha.
be able to have Joyce Azak at bpsma.org spelled out for them. That way they can email me directly rather than go through BPS if they're trying to reach me, and it's something that they want to keep private. You know, we all have constituents that reach out with different concerns. But that way that they can keep their privacy. And plus, our telephone numbers are not on there, so people don't know how to reach us with our school-issued numbers. So, and like Mr. Pina said, sometimes people will send a message on Messenger, and they're like, oh, you didn't answer me. I go, well, I don't check that Messenger. I'm not on social media, or if it's my school committee page. So I think it's just a more efficient way of constituents to be able to get a hold of us. So on that motion to
Email and phone number.
update the actual email address spelled out and our school-issued telephone numbers on the school website.
Seconded.
All right, a motion has been properly made in second. All those in favor? Anyone opposed? We're going to blast it all over the place, so get ready for the phone call.
Yeah. All right, Roman numeral 9 is executive,
Go ahead, ma'am.
sorry.
Announcements?
Sorry. I just wanted to, unfortunately, we couldn't attend the fitness day on Saturday because we went to Martin Luther King breakfast. And I just wanted to put out a request to see if different department, when they're putting out events like this, we definitely want to be part of it. And I know that the students, high school students, put so much work into it. Definitely something that I hope they do it again, because I definitely want to be part of it. And I want to thank all the coaches for doing it. We had a lot of kids sign up, especially kindergarten students and also elementary, and I think it was a great program. I just took a picture so I can send to my daughter because she was up there. A little, kick in there. But definitely if we can have a better communication about what is happening in the district so we can be part of it, because I would like to support our students more so they can have a better idea what certain events are happening.
I agree. Mr. Pina, go ahead.
Yeah, I have two announcements from community schools. One is there's two events going on. Willpower Middle School weightlifting. I'd like to share a great opportunity for our middle school students. Willpower Middle School weightlifting is open to boys and girls in grades 6 through 8 and takes place at the Brockton High School weight room. This program focuses on teaching student athletes the fundamentals of strength training, including proper lifting technique, squat, bench, press, deadlift, warm-ups, and basic athletic nutrition. The sessions run Monday and Wednesdays from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. at a cost of $40 per session. Families interested in registering can contact Coach Bolt Barron at boltbarron@gmail.com. The second one is the Girls Basketball She Hoops League. I'd also like to share an opportunity for our younger students. Brockton Community Schools is running a 2026 Girls Basketball League for girls in grades 2 through 5, hosted at the George School, located at 180 Colonel Bell Drive in Brockton. The league runs Tuesday evenings from 6:15 to 7:45 for 6 sessions on March 3rd, 10th, 17th, 24th, 31st, and April 7th. The cost of $75 per league, and it includes a reversible tank top. Families can register online through the Brockton Community Schools website, and anyone with questions can contact the Community Schools office at 508-580-7595. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else? Go ahead, ma'am.
Roman numeral 9 is executive session. School committee will go into executive session for 2 items pursuant to MGL Chapter 30A, Section 21A2, to conduct strategy sessions in preparation for negotiations with non-union personnel, or to conduct collective bargaining sessions or contract negotiations with non-union personnel, and this is for compensation for non-union employees. The next item is pursuant to MGL Chapter 30A, Section 21A3, to discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining or litigation if an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the bargaining or litigating position of the public body, and the chair so declares. A litigation update.
So colleagues, I just want to let you and the public know that we will not be returning to a live session, so
Prior to the vote, I just, and I'll put this in the form of an email. Last legislative session, the school committee did vote favorably in the former mayor to approve an audit of the school district from the state auditor's office, which was favorably already voted on. I think to revisit that because it does need to happen. I know we've had this discussion with yourself, Mayor Rodriguez, to move that forward. It's not to point the finger at an individual, but to identify our financial misconstraints in the city, to make sure that policies and we have real checks and balances and accountability, which the warrant system, which I brought to this committee back in 2022, moving that forward. So we need to take that up, and hopefully, that will be added to the agenda again, and I'll share the email with the new members. So read that back into record and take another formal vote. And then the other piece is to look at our, the recommendations from the report, what we need to tee up that we haven't addressed yet. And I know you have some feelings on this, and it's one of the major requests was removing the mayor from the school committee. Some of us agree with it and some don't, but I think that we need to follow that so we can have a little bit more of the authority that the Acts of 19, the Ed Reform gave this body. More of it stems from the financials between who's sitting in the mayor's seat and city finances. So I think we need to address that to show the public, our constituents, and the state that we regularly meet with, that we're addressing that. So hopefully we can put that on the following agenda. So I'll follow up with an email.
Understood. All right, so
Motion to go into executive session,
Second.
as stated under both items of executive session.
all those, motion has been properly made in second. All those in favor? All those opposed? Now can I have a motion to adjourn?
Roll call. It has to be a roll call.
So those motion to adjourn?
Executive session.
Executive session.
Oh, that requires a roll call? All right, Mr. Pina?
Yay.
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez? Anna?
Yes.
And-
Yes.
Okay. Motion has been properly made in second, and we are going to executive session. Now, can we get a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
That too requires a roll call, or just a hand show? Okay, show of hands. All those in favor? All those opposed? The meeting, having absolutely no further business of this committee or the children of this city, the meeting is adjourned.